5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wake up, wake up. It's time for you to understand the spiritual awakening. Now, I want to discuss what a spiritual awakening is, and I'm gonna break it down to you all so you can understand it in the simplest, the most practical way. A spiritual awakening is really a complete change of your way of thinking. It's a complete change in your way of thinking. You'll know you'll have had a spiritual awakening when you're starting to be around people. And those people that you're around, they'll start saying that they notice something different about you. They'll come around you and they say something about you that's different. I don't know what it is, but you've changed. You're not the same person that you were before. A spiritual awakening is you awakening to a new way of thinking. You're awakening to a new way of living. It's not some magical or far-fetched thing that all these other people want to tell you. A spiritual awakening is just you becoming in tune with your true self, detaching from the personality and becoming in tune with your true self, becoming your full true self, removing the inferiority complex, removing your doubts, your worries, your concerns. Is when you become in tune with your true self and your whole being and existence changes. Your behavior changes. Your way of thinking is magnified to positive results if you choose to make them positive results, because you can have a negative spiritual awakening. You can wake yourself up to some negative thinking, some negative thoughts. All a spiritual awakening is you waking up and you becoming completely different. You becoming that person that you truly are meant to be, that positive person. When you have a spiritual awakening, what you'll notice is that you're not going to be as fearful about things. All the things that you're afraid of, all the doubts and worries and concerns that you have, they will be removed from your mind. You'll go into situations with complete confidence, feeling like and knowing that you can find a way to get through the situation. All of a sudden, all those things that seem like they were hard for you to solve, all those problems that you think were hard for you to solve, they're not going to be hard anymore, because you will have the ability, you have the knowledge within yourself that you're able to bring out. You will be connected with your true self. When you have a spiritual awakening, you are detaching from the personality. The personality is just the act that you put on around people, the act that you are putting on to be accepted in this world. But once you have a spiritual awakening, you won't be afraid to be your true self in all situations. You'll become truly who you have been striving to become. But do understand, a spiritual awakening, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, dedication, and a lot of hard work. And you have to understand that just because you see someone else have a spiritual awakening and theirs is quicker than yours, don't judge this. Everybody works at their own pace. Everybody has their own time. But if you are smart and if you have an understanding of this spiritual awakening, then you can manufacture your own spiritual awakening, as I did a video about that a while back. Meaning that you can do specific things to create a spiritual awakening for yourself. But just know that every little thing that you're doing throughout the day, you're also, there's really no way that you cannot manufacture a spiritual awakening. Even people who think they're just having a spiritual awakening, they're manufacturing it, because it's the decisions that we make. The food you put in your body, the people that you choose to surround yourself around, the information that you choose to put in your brain, your body, it's all adding to or subtracting to that spiritual awakening. So be mindful of what you're doing. Now that you have the keys to what it takes to manufacture a spiritual awakening, you can tweak it a little bit. You can control it more. You can cause yours to happen faster. Or if you're not conscious of it, you can make it go slower. But you understand the whole, in a nutshell, a spiritual awakening is you changing, becoming something different than what you are now. A complete change, a complete turnaround. Just make sure your spiritual awakening is the one that you want and that it's positive. It's not detrimental, because the same way that we see a person grow and become a better person, we can see that same person, if they're not careful, become a completely self-destructive person. And we look at that person and say, whoa, this person is a complete different person than I expected. I never thought they would end up like this. So control that ability to develop yourself, to have that spiritual awakening. Make sure that you are realizing that everything that you do, pay attention to everything that you do. Calculate your every move. Be definite in what it is that you want to do. Pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to your behavior, what you're doing every day. Because those things are contributing to your spiritual awakening, or they are it is subtracting from your spiritual awakening, things that you are doing. Make sure you have a positive spiritual awakening, not a negative one. You have to make sure that you are aware of what you are doing, because you could be hurting yourself. It's a real quick video for y'all. Stay positive, stay motivated, stay strong, and remember, live in this moment. I'm out.